got to talk about the Democrat Party once again today because the Democrat Party is absolutely cooked. I genuinely see only one way they could possibly crawl back from this anytime soon, and that is if Uncle Trump absolutely fails in his agenda, right? That is the only way that I see them possibly crawling back. And even then, I think it'll still be pretty darn close, right? Because I think even if Trump fails, we'll still be in a better position than we were when Democrats were running the country under Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. So that is the only thing that I see. But when you have Democrat aides, when you have Democrats themselves, a former aide to Obama himself coming out and saying this, oh yeah, it's about to get ugly. So with that being said, let's dive in.
Democrats are in a huge bit of trouble. There's no way to look at this without recognizing the massive scale of our problems. And you can kind of tell yourself that things might be kind of okay by looking at just the shift from 20 to 24. But if you really want to assess where we are as a party, you have to look at the shift from 2016 to 2024.
Or 2012.
Even with Latino voters, actually, is the one group where Hillary Clinton in the catalyst data did better than Obama. She 2 points better. In 2016, Hillary Clinton won 70% of Latino vote. Kamala Harris won 54%. It's a 16-point drop. You would like to think this is all about men. It's not all about men. Latinas moved 17 points in 8 years. Latino men went 14 points in 8 years. Latinos are the fastest growing population in the country. They are particularly politically powerful because of how the population is distributed in electoral rich Sunbelt states like Texas, Florida, Arizona, Nevada, etc. So they're becoming more of the electorate, and we are losing more of them at a very fast rate. Like, if that trend continues, there is no path to Democrats winning elections. Everyone was telling themselves stories that maybe 2020 was an aberration because Trump made gains there because of COVID. Like, there's big talk about COVID. This is something bigger than that, and we have to address that.
If you're losing huge portions of the population that used to be almost completely dedicated to voting for you, and that is a growing base, you're cooked. You're absolutely cooked.
Democrats lost new voters for the first time. Obama got 58% of new voters in 2012. Biden and Clinton got 55%. Kamala Harris only got 49.5% of new voters. And which speaks to the gains that Trump made with younger people, and particularly younger people of color, who are coming into the electorate. And if that trend continues, we're in huge trouble. And so the message I take from this is anyone who thinks that we can get away with just tinkering around the edges, just hoping that Donald Trump becomes unpopular, they nominate some Yahoo in 2028, or we're going to ride the wave of tariffs and inflation to a narrow House victory, is just rearranging the dictators on the Titanic. Like, we have to be willing to ask very hard questions. We have to be willing to evaluate every premise, look at how we govern, campaign, message across the board, because right now, and this is where the Obama coalition, the Trump coalition point matters, is we are on the wrong side of political history right now. We are the party that is hoping for lower turnout, that the fewer people that vote, we have a better chance of winning, that we are losing ground with the fastest growing parts of the population, younger voters and Latinos. And that is a party that can win an election every once in a while if the stars align correctly. But that is a party that will look a lot like the Democratic Party from the 60s until the 90s.
And
we maybe can win when Nixon gets impeached and when Nixon resigns, and we win that election, and then we lose for the next 12 years. Like, there has to be a fundamental change in approach, change in all that. We just have to really look at it, because there is no easy answer here to what's.
He said there has to be a fundamental change. The problem is the voting base won't change. And we've already seen that with someone like Gavin Newsom, who already came out and tried to shift towards the middle a little bit. And Gavin Newsom went from who everybody thought was going to be the next nominee. Remember, there was reports of him back and forth to the White House during the Biden and Kamala years. And we were like, oh, well, he's definitely positioning himself for a major run here. And then as soon as he came out and tried to pretend like he was a moderate, his poll numbers tanked, and now Kamala and AOC are at the top. Matter of fact, I think Jasmine Crockett is ranked above him at this very moment in terms of who the constituents want as their party leader. Yeah, so I don't see them being able to shift. And honestly, this is the monster they made. They created this base. They fed this base all this foolishness, which turned it into what it is. And so now they have to lie in the bed that they made. You can't change now. You can't go moderate now. That is going to take years of discussions like this for your base to switch. And even then, like I said before, I think ultimately the Democrat Party is going to split. I think there's a bunch of people who are really, really, really far left, these lunatics who are not going to want to move to the center and will never move to the center, and they're going to stay where they are. But the Democrat Party leaders are going to realize, all right, well, we're going to have to move back to the center if we want any type of shot. And so that party is going to have to split. That's just my humble opinion on it. But let's get into some of these numbers a little bit here. This is from Insider Advantage, which is one of the top pollsters, if not the most accurate pollster. I can't remember, but they were one of the top, if not the top. But according to Insider Advantage, Donald Trump's approval rating amongst Gen Z is a +3. +3. All right. And even if you want to move on to the next thing, which is men, he has a +20 approval rating amongst men on the according to Insider Advantage. And I know you're probably going to say, well, Rich, the Gen Z number is pretty close. Yeah, but this is a poll that is measuring how people feel right now. And Trump is obviously moving and shaking a lot of things up right now. Things will smooth out come next year. So these poll numbers I don't put too much weight in them, but the fact that we're already seeing positive numbers now, I think spells doom for Democrats, because once things get smoothed out, all the tariffs get figured out, the economy is booming once again. Now, what are these poll numbers? What do you think the poll numbers are going to look like then? Right? They're going to be even higher than what they are now. And if he's already in the positive, come on now. That it's just common sense is what's going to happen here. But another thing that the Democrats are going to have some trouble with, like I said, is they can't shift too far to the middle right now. They have to keep going with their base right now. And I want to play this clip of what David Hogg recently said, and I think this tells the whole story. Check it out.
Jasmine Crockett, I love her. Mm-hmm. She is amazing. Yeah. I think that people want to see somebody who fights and calls out the bullshit, ultimately. I think that's what Jasmine does, and we need a hell of a lot more people that are out there that are willing to do just that and call people out on their BS and not say, oh my God, Republicans are going to criticize me for saying this. Screw that. They're going to criticize you no matter what. So what we should be asking ourselves is, what are we really fighting for? Yeah. Because we know it matters, and I think Jasmine is frankly the type of leader that we're really looking to support in some senses, right? Somebody who is out there that frankly doesn't give a damn what the other side, at least the elected Republicans in Congress say what they believe in. And at least even if you don't agree with her, you know what she stands for. Yeah. Because she makes it very clear. And people are really craving that right now. They don't want more politicians that say talking points that it doesn't even feel like they believe, or you don't even really know what they mean. They want somebody who's out there that says what they believe and doesn't care what somebody else thinks about it. They want that authenticity.
Now, I will admit, in part, David Hogg is correct. People don't want the politician speak, like the Hakeem Jeffries and the Chuck Schumers of the world. They're actually getting pushed out by their own party, but we'll save that conversation for another day. But if your answer to that is, hey, let's push out Jasmine Crockett, you're doomed. You're doomed. For one, she's not authentic. Jasmine Crockett didn't start talking like this until very recently. Right? She was very buttoned up before, and now all of a sudden, I'm sure some people inside the Democrat Party said maybe we should switch things up a little bit, and then she started talking like this. And you saw Chuck Schumer start to do it a little bit, and a couple other Democrats, like they tried to start being more, I guess, what they would assume Trump-like, right? Which is completely fake. And people like Trump because we can see he's genuine. Trump is the same person on camera as he is off camera. He's the same person when it doesn't involve politics, and he's the same person when it does involve politics. He does not change. So Democrats trying to make this shift, I mean, at least I see clearly through it, and I'm sure most of you do as well. Jasmine Crockett, that she's a paid actor. She's a paid actor, in my opinion, based off of what we've already seen from her. So if that is your answer to trying to gain some more ground as Democrats, then yeah, you've already lost. You've lost before the people even started voting. I mean, you're cooked. But anyway, y'all let me know your thoughts and your opinions on all of this. Do you see a path for the Democrats to possibly make a comeback? Let me know. Thanks for tuning in as always. Peace and love. I'm out.